Aston Martin, Jamie, where do we start? Fernando Alonso believes Aston Martin can fight for a title in between the next 2 and 3 years.
Yes.
How many times has he said this?
Yeah, you might as well just rinse and repeat. Go copy paste all of Alonso's quotes from when he joined Alpine, when he joined McLaren Honda. Everywhere he goes, he's like, "We're going to win a title," because he's probably quite positive actually about Aston Martin so far. But he's only been there 3 weeks. I don't even know.
Technically, he's only been there since yesterday at the time of recording.
True. So it's not all fallen apart yet. But it's probably a matter of time, to be fair.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't particularly see. I mean, I don't see why not in the future, because Force India were always a team that punched above their weight in terms of budget, and now they've got a budget. They should do well, but they haven't since Aston Martin took over, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, there's no real reason why it should change in the next 2 to 3 years, like he's saying. But we're all here for optimism, and hopefully, I do like Alonso. I do want him to get one more race win 10 years after his previous. That'd be quite mad. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because let's be fair, Aston Martin were probably actually one of the quiet unsung heroes in the second half of 2022. They were the team still making the big development pushes.
Yeah, definitely.
And it did almost work for them. Almost, of course. They tied with Alfa Romeo at the end of the year, but they were comfortably quicker than Alfa Romeo throughout most of the second half of the campaign. And, of course, were really pushing up towards Alpine and McLaren.
Yeah, it's certainly certain races at the end of the year that suited their car. They were probably the best of the rest, really. Obviously, USA is the one that springs to mind, because they were running both in the top 6 early in the race. So in terms of trajectory, they're the Mercedes, I would say, are probably on the highest trajectory momentum-wise going into this year. So if they can continue that, then it could be a good year for both those teams.
Until, of course, we get to Bahrain, Fernando has an engine failure and just spends the rest of the year bullying Lance Stroll.
Yes, indeed. Which I think if Stroll was getting quite comfortably beaten by Vettel, I think Alonso will put him in the ground, to be honest.
It is just going to be that Simpsons meme, isn't it? Of stop, he's already dead. Come about round 4 of the year,
yes.
Isn't it? When Alonso's dunked him by a second in qualifying. I mean, let's be fair. Lance Stroll could pull off the upset of the century and actually be a fair competitor to Fernando Alonso. But if he is, I will eat a shoe on the podcast come the end of the year.
Clip that.
Just no one believes it's going to happen today. Alonso is absolutely going to just destroy Lance Stroll. There's no other way of kind of sugarcoating it, is there?
I don't think so. But yeah, especially in qualifying, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Fernando Alonso, of course, I'd still say he's probably a better racer than a qualifier.
Yeah.
But that being said, he is still a very consistently quick qualifier as well. And Lance Stroll is consistently pretty dog poo on a Saturday.